Hi everyone, Spiderman1991 here, doing an update video or Avenger Log, which is probably how I'm going to title these things from now on. Anyways, let's get this thing started. Okay, about a week ago, Chris, Dark Avenger CA6, launched the group community channel, well, I wouldn't say group community channel, group community channel, called Comic Community Central. I don't think I put a link on it to my page yet, but I'll probably do it as this video is uploading, so there should be a link posted on my channel for it. Anyways, it's called Comic Community Central or Comic Community Sen because apparently the title took up too many letters that YouTube allowed, and it's pretty much it's pretty much like a joint channel for comic book reviewers to upload like videos. It's kind of a group to report on stuff. And I did my intro for it, and like I stated in the intro video, if you haven't seen it, I'm a reserve member, which means I am a part of it, but I'm just not active right now because I'm busy with other things in my life that need my attention, and it's kind of hard for me to focus on that right now. And I mean, I'm still gonna make weekly comic reviews, but other than that, that's pretty much all you can expect from me from now on is just the weekly comic reviews. None of that, graphic novel, 12 days of reviews thing anymore. Alright. So, and of course update videos like this. Anyways, back to the update. First of all, in news, DC Comics has now officially, in April, DC Comics has canceled 6 of their new 52 titles The titles that are being canceled in April are Men of War, Mr. Terrific, OMAC, Hawk and Dove, sorry Mike, Blackhawks, and Static Shock. Now, some of those, when reading about them from when the new 52 came out, I kind of knew some of those would be canceled. Like, for example, Men of War. That got a lot of negative reviews. I would say that I checked out some reviews of it, and I think that was probably the most negative reviewed comic of the new 52. And I think some people did have some complaints about Static Shock. Hawk and Dove, though, I know, like I mentioned earlier, a friend of mine, Mike, he likes it. He likes that series, and he's very disappointed that that's being canceled. And OMAC, though, I know that I just found out that 2 other comic book reviewers from Comic Community Central are both liked that, and now they're sad that that's being canceled, and so's Chris, because Chris said that he was going to check it out, but now it's being canceled, so he'll have to wait for the trade. So sorry if you enjoyed sorry if you missed out on those, but the first trades should be out sometime in late spring, early summer, so if you missed those series, then you could probably check out the traded versions. But never fear, because now DC is replacing those 6 canceled titles with 6 new ones that are going to be launched in May. First of all, let me get back to the canceled title. This whole canceling 6 to bring back 6 new titles. I mean, that really this was something that Chris, Toxity, and Mike said in a video for Comic Community Central, that it was stupid of DC to cancel it, but they want to, while Marvel's just adding series, DC's just, keeping it 52. I really think that's their big deal DC's trying to do here, is just keep everything at that 52, because I think that's their lucky number, or what they think is their lucky number is 52. They could have canceled some of the series that weren't bringing in, like maybe Men of War and, Blackhawks maybe, but it seems a little ridiculous if some of the series were liked that they shouldn't have canceled them. But whatever. I'm not in charge there, and some of the new series I am a little excited for. Okay, let's take a look here. Series that are restarting are, well, here's something that's not a surprise. Batman Incorporated is going to be restarting in May, written by Grant Morrison. I wasn't crazy about Batman Incorporated when it first came out, and I really didn't, check out the series and stuff. but Batman Incorporated was a top-selling comic, and it makes sense that they're bringing it back, especially with Grant Morrison writing it, because Grant Morrison is one of my favorite authors, so that should be a good success for some people. However, though, this was again brought up that DC's adding another Batman title. Was a surprise. Well, we shouldn't be surprised, especially since we're getting closer to the release of The Dark Knight Rises. Because once we get closer to summer, boom! Batman titles everywhere. Batman, Batman, Batman. DC's going to overmarket Batman like they did Green Lantern. Except this time the movie's actually going to live up to the hype. Okay, but anyways, Batman Incorporated, written by Grant Morrison, I think that's probably a good idea to bring that back, because I know a lot of people were disappointed that the story wasn't finished right when the New 52 was started, and they did kind of tie things up in that one shot that came out, I think last month, called Batman Incorporated Leviathan Strikes, and now that's leading into the new Batman Incorporated series that's going to start in May. So all of you people who are disappointed that Batman Incorporated was canceled, don't worry, it's coming back. And next up, this was something I was a little interested in. Earth 2, written by James Robinson. Apparently this series will star the Justice Society of America, but it does take, however, it takes place on parallel Earth known as Earth 2, which was, the original title for the Earth where the Justice Society was on. And basically it says here that the Justice Society combats threats that will set them on a collision course with other worlds. So I guess the Justice Society are going to be multiverse travelers now. I'll make a decision. I mean, I like the Justice Society. I do have the Jeff Johns run really really made me enjoy the characters, and also I did read some old Barry Allen issues that did feature Jay Garrick, and he was awesome. So, I'll wait and see I want to know who's going to be on the new Justice Society before I say, yeah, I'm checking out Earth 2. I want to know who's going to be on this team before I check anything out. Oh, and speaking of Earth 2, we have another series coming out written by Paul Levitz known as World's Finest. But this isn't starring Superman or Batman. It's actually starring Huntress and Power Girl. But not the ones from our universe. No. Apparently, this Huntress and Power Girl come from Earth 2. So now they've been stranded on the current New 52 universe, so they have to figure out their way home. Alright, well, some people like Chris were excited about the new Huntress series. Others maybe Power Girl fans. This sounds like something for you. In case you wanted to, if you miss Power Girl or you miss Huntress, here's your series to check it out. Because Paul Levitz is a great writer, so maybe it'll all work out. And here's another series, Dial H. Which is basically the concept of Dial H was pretty much like this little magic dial that if a guy dialed hero on it, then he dialed the code hero, then he would turn into random I wouldn't say random, it would just be any kind of superhero. It's kind of I think that's the original, I think that series is what eventually led to the birth of Ben 10. So that sounds like something. It sounds interesting, but just not really my kind of thing. I don't know. It seems a little too out of this world for me to check out. Oh, here's something. Written by J.T. Kroll, GI Combat. It's the war that time. The main story is the war that time forgot, and there's going to be backup features which include rotating backup feature, which includes the Unknown Soldier or the Haunted Tank. So DC has pretty much decided to trade in two military-themed comics, Black Hawks and Men of War, for another one. I mean, really, Man of War was probably the least favorite title out there, and now you're just okay, we're getting rid of this military comic, we're going with another one. Really? I just think that's a little weird. And wait, back to I think I mentioned that one of the canceled series was Mr. Terrific. I'm sorry I didn't bring this up in talking about the Justice Society. Here's the thing, though. Maybe Mr. Terrific wasn't strong enough to support his own series, but maybe if there is a Mr. Terrific with the Justice Society, that could work. He could work on the Justice Society, just not by himself. But returning back to the whole GI Combat thing, I don't know. It seems a little weird that this whole Blackhawks and Men of War, I mean, I heard those were mostly Men of War was a pretty bad comic, but it just seems a little stupid to go from one series to another. Hey, if you want to get new readers interested, why not make a Flash series starring Wally West? Geez, I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay. Anyways, final new idea is The Ravagers, which is basically spinning off from Teen Titans and Superboy. The series finds 4 superpowered teens on the run and fighting against the organization that wants to turn them into supervillains. Huh. Sounds a lot like Teen Titans. I don't know, it sounds a lot like Teen Titans. The same thing. Teenage heroes fighting against an organization that wants to turn them into supervillains. I mean, I don't know anything about the original Ravagers, but judging by this description that they have for the new series, it seems a lot like the same idea they have for Teen Titans. It's a little strange. But, okay, anyways, the titles of the new 6 that I would most likely check out are either Batman Incorporated or Earth 2, just because, for Batman Incorporated, because I like Grant Morrison, and he did write some great Batman issues. Earth 2, until I know who's on the Justice Society, I'll give that series my final verdict, whether or not I'm going to read it or not. Okay? So that concludes the news. Now it's time to talk about my pull list. I don't really like to buy a lot of comics monthly. I like to keep it to a certain amount. In most cases, I either add books, or I either add 1 or 2, and after that, I basically just stop buying one book so I can buy another. And now I've gone and updated my pull list again, and I think you guys should know. First of all, this was in my comic review this week. Scarlet Spider #1. This is officially replacing Avenging Spider-Man, okay? Don't get me wrong, I did think Avenging Spider-Man is a good series. However, it's just not really essential, really. I think it's something for more of the casual comic fan who doesn't really want to follow everything throughout. I mean, they could check it out. They want to see Spider-Man team up with their favorite hero, because the roster does rotate with Spider-Man and teaming up with some other guy. And this month, though, will conclude the first story arc, which is the team up with Red Hulk. And I think after I get this issue number 3, I'm going to be done with it, because I really would rather be reading about this than just reading about a new spider hero than just, the same old stuff of Spider-Man teaming up with a hero every month. Just, I don't know, this is something different, and it's something that I really enjoyed. Check out my full review of it, though. But I'm going to keep this, and so long, Avenging Spider-Man. Okay, now for DC. Here's something that... Okay, DC. As you know, again, DC relaunched their comic series, and I was skeptical about one series, but I don't like to go into... If I want to try a new character, I like to know a little more about them before buying the series. And as you know, I did an unboxing video featuring Animal Man. And, well, last weekend I was able to go to a comic shop where I bought both the final 2 volumes of the Grant Morrison run on the original Animal Man series. And all 3 of these were great. Animal Man was definitely a hero I didn't really know about. I mean, I knew some knowledge about him, but it was a fun series. Grant Morrison is a great writer. What else do I want? What else should I say about this? This was definitely something like not your typical superhero comic. I mean, it does have the Vertigo imprint on it, but it was connected to the DC universe. It's still a very interesting series, especially... I'm not going to spoil it, because, I mean, if you get the chance, you should definitely check out Grant Morrison's run on Animal Man, because it's very, very amazing. And after reading that run, it encouraged me to get this! Animal Man #1. This is the this is actually the 4th printing that this issue has gone through, and I read, and it's written by Jeff Lemire, who wrote the Superboy series that came out last year that I really loved. So I figured, I like the writer, I like this character, why not give it a shot? I read the first issue, and I enjoyed it. The reason I didn't include this on my comic review was because this is just more of something I want to talk and say that I'm going to update, and that I'm updating my pull list to include this. But like I said, I don't usually like to buy more than... I am buying a lot of DC titles for this month, so instead I'm going to go drop one to add this. And of course, that will depend once I get the other 4 issues of this, because we are on issue 5 of this series, so I need to catch up. So I think this weekend I'm probably going to go to another comic shop, see if they have the other 4 issues, 2 through 5, and then I'll be caught up, and then I'll finally, be able to decide this. But after reading the first issue, I really want to read the rest of this, because it's very interesting. It's not Grant Morrison's work, but Jeff Lemire is able to do his own thing with this character, and it's very interesting. And this has received a lot of positive reviews. So, I was tempted to check, and as I was reading the Animal Man series written by original Animal Man, I was just thinking, okay, everyone's saying good things about this, I should give it a shot. I read it, I liked the original Animal Man, now I'm giving this new one a shot, and so far I like this. However, it is a little gory, okay? They do say this is rated T for teens on it, but, what ratings mean anyway. So, I'm probably going to get the other 4... So again, I'm going to get the other 4 issues of this, then I'll probably make my verdict on whether or not I like it. Because you'll probably know by next month when Animal Man number 6 comes out. If you see Animal Man number 6, that means I'm reading the series that's on my pull list now. However, I am going to drop one DC comic. And actually, I was going to say which comic I am going to drop, but I'm going to wait. I'm actually going to wait till I make my decision, until I say which comic I'm going to drop, because I don't want to be surprised. So, that's it for this little update. Again, updating my pull list to include, so now, goodbye Avenging Spider-Man and some other DC comic. Say hello to Scarlet Spider and Animal Man. Woohoo! And yeah, still not so sure whether or not I'm going to pick up any of the new supposed second wave of DC Comics coming out in May, but I might give since Static Shock's being canceled, I might as well check that trade when it comes out soon. That's all for this update video. Spiderman1991 saying, see you later.